Well, hello there. My name is Sometimes Heather and I play Elder Scrolls Online. Last time, we tested Mummy Rose's new build in Fungal Grotto, and today, I wanted to show you what I have done with her. Adelaine Rose, Mother of Roses, is a Vampire Arcanist. I have all of our attribute points on Magicka, and we are walking under the Lover boon to maximize physical and spell penetration. I play as a stage 4 vampire, and for this build, you might actually want to go the vampire way. I have given Mummy Rose an Infernal Staff and the Velothi Ur-Mage's Amulet, so this build is designed for clearing public dungeons in delves and dolmens, oh my. Let's start with a quick look at champion points. In Warfare, my active stars are Master at Arms, Biting Aura, Thaumaturge, and Untamed Aggression. In Fitness, I have my usual Siphoning spells, Rejuvenation, Fortified, and Boundless Vitality. In Craft, I have gone with Friends in Low Places, Cider Strike, and Master Gatherer. Do choose the craft stars that make playing fun for you. Let's move on to abilities then, starting from our backup weapon, which is a cheap lightning staff. I have filled this bar with curses and hexes to cast before entering combat. First, Structured Entropy from Mage's Guild. This deals a set amount of magic damage on a single enemy over 22 seconds and also heals you for a set amount every 2 seconds for as long as the effect lingers. I really like this ability and use it often with my vampires. Then I went for a Scribed ability. Magical Explosion deals a set amount of magic damage both instantly and over time to all enemies within reach. I have added Lifesteal on my Magical Explosion, but Magicka Steal might actually be a better choice. Playing as a stage 4 vampire comes with numerous penalties, one of them being the higher cost of regular abilities. Magicka Steal would really help with Sustain. Next, we have Blood Mist. This allows you to leap upon unsuspecting enemies as Red Mist to deal a set amount of magic damage over 20 seconds. While the effect lasts, Blood Mist also heals you for a bit. This is a fun, immersive vampire ability, and to make the most of it, do remember to purchase all passives from the Vampire skill line. Moving on, we have Inspired Scholarship. This paints your weapon green with pulsating runes that deal magic damage to enemies and enhance the damage your class abilities do. While slotted on either weapon bar, Inspired Scholarship grants you Major Brutality and Sorcery, which boost weapon and spell damage. And last, on this weapon, we have Reconstructive Domain. This paints a green circle on the ground. While standing in this green area, you gain Minor Courage, Minor Fortitude, Minor Intellect, and Minor Endurance, which give a boost to weapon and spell damage along with health, magicka, and stamina recovery. I have said this before and I will keep on saying it. If you see a green circle while in combat, go stand on it. Let's switch to our main weapon, which is an Infernal Staff. First, we have a Spammer, Escalating Rune Blades. This one launches a series of apocryphic runes at enemies. These runes deal an escalating amount of magic damage and generate cracks. The last rune also deals area damage. And the more cracks you have when casting this, the more damage it does. But next, we have a way to use all of the hard-earned cracks. Pragmatic Fate Carver is a channeled ability which allows a beam of blinding light to deal a set amount of magic damage to up to 6 enemies in its path. Casting Fate Carver will consume all cracks to increase its damage, so using it without any gathered cracks is a bit of a faux pas. I wanted to use as many Arcanist abilities as I could on this weapon, and placed Tentacular Dread here. This allows you to reach out with a tentacle arm to stain enemies with ink and to deal a set amount of frost damage. Inked enemies take more damage and are also immobilized for 3 whole seconds. Tentacular Dread also does more damage if you fuel it with crux. I have subclassed Adelaine with Adric Spear skill line. This obviously comes from the Templar class. If you don't want to subclass, I would recommend using Chakram shields here. I have gone with Radiant Ward, which deals damage and applies minor maim upon enemies while keeping Annalane safe within a bright, greenish cocoon of light. The damage shield this grants grows stronger as it absorbs damage, but it is regrettably short in duration. Last on this weapon, we have our emergency heal, Evolving Runemend. This heals either you or an ally and also generates Crux. Runemend is a really fast, easy-to-use heal, so I do recommend it for a panicky, oh my god, hit points almost gone, I'm going to, oh, never mind, type of an ability. For our ultimate, I chose the Tide King's Gaze. This summons a scion of Hermaeus Mora, Many-Eyed Friend, to assist us in combat. The scion deals a set amount of magic damage upon a chosen enemy. If the enemy happens to face an untimely death, the scion chooses another victim to roast. This is a really immersive ultimate, but I do, when you're not looking, replace this with Swarming Scion. For passives, I would recommend getting everything from Herald of the Tome, Curative Rune Forms, and Aedric Spear. These bring a huge boost to penetration and weapon and spell damage. Also, the Burning Light passive from Aedric Spear is pretty sweet. It's actually the reason why I chose to subclass Annalane. I would also encourage you to get all passives from Destruction Staff, Light Armor, Mage's Guild, Vampire, and Racial skill lines. I would also like to point out one passive from Destro Staff. Trifocus allows your fully charged Infernal Staff heavy attacks to deal overtime flame damage, and you really want to have that with this build. We will return to that a bit later. This might be a good time to look at rotation. We have the Velothi Ur-Mage's Amulet, which is a mythic item from Necrom. In order to get one, you will need to find and dig up 5 golden antiquity leads. I have made a video on how to get one, I will link that here. Velothi Ur-Mage's Amulet adds to offensive penetration, grants you minor force which increases critical damage, and reduces the damage down by your light and heavy attacks by 99%. You might think that therefore you don't need to use either, but nay, you do. Light attacks restore ultimate points, and heavy attacks restore magical or stamina, depending on weapon type, and without those, you can't fight. So weaving light attacks into your rotation while dropping in the occasional heavy attack is really important. So, rotation. I like to first cast Inspired Scholarship, then take my time to use Magical Explosion, mark an enemy with Entropy, leap in as Blood Mist, and mark my own place with Reconstructive Domain. After switching weapons, I commit a combat crime by casting Tentacular Dread without any crux. Use a fully charged heavy attack to get the overtime effect going, slap on a shield and spam Rune Blades and Fate Carver until something needs refreshing. In Delves, enemies often die before I get to switch to my main weapon, so this might work as a one-bar build too. For the rest of our gear, I have chosen 2 full 5-piece sets and 1 monster helm. First, a craftable set from Solstice. Tideborn Wildstalker adds to weapon and spell damage, critical chance and offensive penetration. With a full set on, your damage done to monsters is increased by 12%. I have made my pieces light and divine and used the maximum Magicka enchantment on them. Then I picked out a PvP set. Deadly Strike drops from quest rewards in Bruma and as rewards after completing Delves and Dolmens in Cyrodiil. And you can purchase pieces from guild vendors if you're not into PvP, that's what I did. Deadly Strike adds to weapon and spell damage and critical chance. With a full set on, the damage from your overtime and channeled abilities is increased by 15%. I'm not entirely certain if this is the best choice here, but the damage increase to channeled abilities piqued my interest and I wanted to try. Soulshine was my second option, but I hesitated using a heavy set, so here we are, hesitantly in PvP gear. For our monster helm, I pick Narianet. This adds to weapon and spell damage and drops from Crypt of Hearts 1 in Veteran. Testing out Velothi Ur-Mage's Amulet has been a fun adventure, and I do feel Adeline's build turned out quite enjoyable to play with. This build is at its best in delves and public dungeons. Boss battles tend to run a touch longer than I'd like, which can damage sustain. Vampirism doesn't help in that regard, but it does make this whole mess so much fun. I do hope you'll enjoy this build as much as I have. Next time, I thought we might share views as to the changes coming to ESO. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later.